You do not realize this yet, but your mind has been running a silent program for most of your life. A program that you never consciously installed. A program that was created from fear, from insecurity, from childhood patterns, and from the moments in your past when you felt invisible, unwanted, or rejected. And this program has turned into a mindset that destroys your masculine presence faster than anything else. It is the scarcity mindset. It is the internal belief that love is rare, that connection is rare, that women who are interested in you are rare, that chances do not come often, that you must hold on tight the moment a woman shows you attention, because if you lose her, you may never get another chance again. This is the mindset that makes a woman lose respect for you long before you ever notice something is wrong. It is not because you mean harm. It is not because you are weak. It is because the scarcity mindset takes over your nervous system. It pulls you out of your center. It makes you act in ways that are not natural to you. It makes you chase out of fear, cling out of insecurity, and act in ways that betray your masculine identity. And the most dangerous part is that you do not even notice you are doing it, but she notices instantly. When a man is in scarcity, everything about his presence changes. His eyes shift too quickly. His breath becomes shallow. His shoulders curl in without him realizing. His tone becomes slightly rushed. His messages become slightly too long. His compliments become slightly too frequent. His questions become slightly too intrusive. None of this is extreme, but it is enough to shift the energy. A woman feels a man before she understands him. And the moment she feels that you are afraid to lose her, her body reads that fear as instability. Instability triggers something deep in her biology that says, "This man cannot hold me." Not because you are bad, not because you have bad intentions, but because a man who cannot hold himself cannot hold anyone else. Scarcity makes you abandon your masculine center. You begin scanning for signs. You begin overthinking every message. You begin trying to predict her reactions. You begin bending your behavior to avoid upsetting her. You begin apologizing for things that do not need an apology. You begin trying to prove your value instead of embodying it. These are the micro behaviors that leak desperation without you saying a single word. These micro behaviors are why a woman slowly loses respect. She does not need you to be perfect. She needs you to be grounded, and scarcity destroys grounding. I need you to be brutally honest with yourself for a moment. When you like a woman, does your inner world tighten? Do you suddenly become more careful with your words? Do you lose the ease that you have with your friends? Do you become more available than you want to be? Do you text faster than you should? Do you become afraid of saying something wrong? Do you start giving more than she gives? Do you try to avoid silence because you are afraid she will lose interest? These are not signs of care. These are signs of scarcity running your system. Scarcity turns you into a man who reacts instead of chooses. Scarcity makes you operate from fear instead of intention. Scarcity convinces you that this one woman is your only shot at connection, which makes you ignore red flags, abandon your boundaries, and collapse your standards just to keep her close. This collapse is what makes her lose respect. Women do not lose respect for men because they are kind. They lose respect when they sense that the man is living from fear. They lose respect when they feel he has placed her on a pedestal. They lose respect when they feel his identity depends on her approval. And here is the psychological truth almost no man understands. Scarcity is not about how many women you have in your life. Scarcity is about how much you trust yourself. Scarcity is the belief that you do not have the power to attract again. Scarcity is the belief that you will not be chosen again. Scarcity is the belief that you are not enough unless a woman validates you. Scarcity is the belief that losing her means losing your chance at love. This belief does not make you bad, it makes you human. But it also makes you unstable. And women feel instability faster than men feel danger. Your nervous system is the real foundation of your masculine energy. A grounded man has a different presence. His breath is deeper, his tone is slower, His posture is open. His silence is comfortable. His reactions are controlled. His gaze is stable. A grounded man does not move from fear. A grounded man does not chase reassurance. A grounded man does not check if she is losing interest every 2 minutes. A grounded man does not read into every emoji or every delay. He trusts himself, and because he trusts himself, she trusts him. When you are in scarcity, you are not thinking clearly. You are thinking emotionally. You are thinking from panic. You are thinking from fear. And fear always makes you exaggerate the importance of whoever is in front of you. You stop evaluating whether the woman is aligned with you. You start evaluating how to keep her. You stop choosing. You start chasing. And men who chase from scarcity always lose frame, because scarcity always convinces them to abandon themselves. And here is the dark truth. The more you like her, the more scarcity takes over. Because the more emotional investment you feel, the more you fear loss. So you begin performing instead of showing up authentically. You become agreeable instead of honest. You become predictable instead of grounded. You become too available instead of selective. And a woman instinctively loses respect because she can feel that you are not choosing her from power. You are choosing her from fear. I want you to comment this right now to anchor it in your nervous system. I choose from power, not fear. Write it. You are not boosting the video. You are rewiring your self-perception. And if this message hits you, subscribe, because I teach men how to rebuild their masculine identity from the inside out. Now let us go deeper. What creates scarcity? It is not lack of options. It is lack of self-worth. Scarcity is the emotional memory of rejection. Scarcity is the echo of childhood moments where you felt unwanted or overlooked. Scarcity is the unresolved belief that love must be earned through performance instead of presence. Scarcity is the belief that if she sees the real you, she will leave. So you present a version of yourself that is more careful, more pleasant, more soft, more agreeable. But the moment you stop being yourself, you stop being masculine. And the moment a woman feels that you have abandoned yourself, she instinctively loses respect. Scarcity also creates a gap between your internal identity and your external behavior. Internally, you feel insecure. Externally, you pretend to be confident. Internally, you feel fear. Externally, you try to look calm. Internally, you feel that she is above you. Externally, you try to seem indifferent. Women can feel this gap immediately. A woman's intuition reads the truth behind the mask. When she senses that your internal world does not match your external performance, the attraction collapses instantly. Not because she dislikes you, but because her biology tells her, this man is not emotionally safe. Scarcity pushes you out of your masculine frame. When a woman feels that you are acting instead of being, she withdraws her feminine energy. She stops opening. She stops trusting. She stops leaning in. And the more she withdraws, the more your scarcity triggers you to chase harder, until you have destroyed all the polarity in the dynamic. The solution is not to pretend to have options. The solution is to rebuild your masculine center. A man who is centered is not shaken by silence. A man who is centered is not afraid of losing someone who is not aligned. A man who is centered does not betray himself to gain connection. A man who is centered does not panic when a woman pulls back. A man who is centered does not rush to fill every moment with effort. He is not emotionally starving. He does not treat women as rare blessings that he must protect at all costs. He treats them as choices. And choices create polarity. If you want to break scarcity, you must learn how to hold your emotional discomfort without acting on it. When you feel the urge to text quickly, pause. When you feel the urge to over-explain, breathe. When you feel the urge to chase reassurance, sit with the tension. When you feel the urge to shape-shift, stay still. When you feel the urge to collapse into fear, slow your breath. Every moment you resist the instinct to chase, you are rewiring your nervous system. Every moment you remain with yourself instead of abandoning yourself, you are rebuilding your masculine presence. A man who does not live in scarcity feels different. He moves slower. He breathes deeper. He speaks with certainty. He is selective with his attention. He listens without rushing. He pauses without fear. He chooses without apology. And he walks away without resentment. His value does not spike when a woman shows interest. His value does not collapse when a woman withdraws. He is stable. He is grounded. He is rooted in something deeper than external approval. This is what makes women respect him, not his looks, not his status, not his performance, but the way his nervous system feels, the weight of his presence, the steadiness of his energy, the lack of fear in his eyes, the absence of desperation in his tone. A woman respects a man who respects himself. And a man who respects himself does not live in scarcity. If you want to become this man, the work starts inside you. Not with tactics, not with lines, not with timing. With nervous system regulation, with self-trust, with emotional integrity, with the courage to remain with yourself even when you fear losing someone. This is the transformation that makes women feel safe around you. This is the energy shift that makes women respect you. This is the masculine truth that kills scarcity from the inside out. If you want scripts like this every day, just tell me the next topic. I am ready.